All right, so you guys have been requesting a lot more tutorials in general. So I'm gonna start with some hair tutorials. I did a post last week about loose waves being really in for fall. So I'm gonna show 2 different ways to do that. Today we're gonna start with a curling iron. So I'm going to be using this curling wand by Bombay, and it's the 1.25 barrel. The cool thing about this set that I got is that I have 3 different options, but since we want the loose waves, I'm gonna go with the bigger barrel option. So my hair is dirty, so I started with some dry shampoo. Definitely need to do that. And then I'm just gonna like loosely section it off. So leaving out this bottom section to start and just put this top part of my weave. All right, so I got that on the top of my head. I always like to brush out the sections I'm about to curl, make sure I don't have any knots, and just to get it more smooth and not frizzy. So I'm gonna take thicker sections since I'm doing a looser wave, a little over an inch. And this is just like every other time that I do waves. I'm gonna leave the ends out, and then I'm just gonna kind of alternate the way I hold my wand. This time I'm going down. You hold it there for like 10 to 15 seconds, let it really simmer. So as you can see, it already just created that really loose wave. So I'll just take another section, do the same thing, and this time I'll take this back. I like to alternate because it just gives your hair way more texture. Okay, I don't know if the video is fully picking up on how shiny my hair looks, but I do think that this wand is pretty badass because the actual barrel it's called tourmaline or tourmaline, I'm probably saying that wrong. So it's tourmaline, I don't know, infused with ceramic. So I know you see that a lot, but it really does make a difference. It kind of closes the cuticle on your hair and it just makes it look really shiny and healthy versus like dried out like other heat tools can. Sometimes I read those descriptions and I'm like, oh, I'm sure it's really gonna make my hair more shiny, but I tried this one and it actually really does. So there you go. So then I'm gonna section off again. I like to do a middle section and just take this top section. Same thing. Same thing on this middle section. I curled this one back away from my face. So I'm gonna take a bigger section and curl it towards the face, 10 to 15 seconds. The sections around my face, I always like to curl away from the face. I don't know, some people curl towards. I think that looks weird and like a little pilgrimagey. I don't know, not a good look to me. That's it. All right, I have both of the sides done, so now it's just the middle section left. I always start with the way my hair naturally parts. Smooth it out. And then we're gonna do the same thing all over the top of the head. I mean, this seems very redundant, but it's very necessary. Just remember, if you're trying to do looser waves, use a bigger barrel curling iron and bigger sections as you divide through. Okay, and because with looser waves, I want a little more of a tousled look, where my natural part starts, I'm gonna take one little section in between that, all the way to the back, and I'm gonna curl it in the opposite direction. That'll give it kind of more of that tousled look. So literally it looks like I'm at a middle part, and I'm not going to end on a middle part, but I'm just gonna try to give my hair a little more height and a little more texture. So leave it over there to cool. And now I'm gonna go back and do this section just like normal. That actually brings up a good point about letting your hair cool. I never brush through my hair or put any more product in it until it's cooled. It'll hold the curl better that way. All right, so all curled, all cooled, and now I'm gonna go back to my normal part, and I'm taking the Dry Blast Volume from Living Proof. It's just kind of like a texture spray, similar to the Orbe, and just going in a little on the root.